Hello everyone, a very pleasant day to you. President Tinubu nominates Abi Adenije to chair Petroleum Regulatory Commission. Nigerian Midstream Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority Board seeks Senate confirmation. House of Reps Speaker mourns 29 Yobe boat accident victims. And federal government unveils new strategies to curb examination malpractice. A very good day to you and welcome to First Next News Port Harcourt. I am Becky Usoro. Now the news in full. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has nominated Senator Magnus Abi, an energy expert, Adejibite Ebiowe Adeniji as board chairman of the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission and the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, respectively, and has asked the Senate to confirm the appointments. A statement by his Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, the President, in two separate letters to the Senate, sought confirmation of 21 nominees to serve on the boards of the two key petroleum sector regulators established under the Petroleum Industry Act, PIA. For the NURPRC, President Tinubu nominated Abi, who represented Rivers South-East Senatorial District for 2 terms, as board chairman. Other nominees for the NUPRC board as non-executive commissioners are Engineer Paul Yaru Jizi, a former chairman of the Trade Union Congress in Kaduna State, and Mr. Sandy Adebayo Babalola, a former deputy director of the defunct Department of Petroleum Resources. The president also nominated 7 executive commissioners for the NUPRC. They include Mohammed Sabo Lamido, Finance; Edu Iyong, Exploration and Aggregate; Justine Eziala, Economic Regulation and Strategic Planning; Henry Darlington Oki, Development and Production. Others are Indabayo Bashir Alka, Corporate Services and Administration; Mahmoud Chijani, Health, Safety and Environment; and Ms. Olayemi Adeboyejo, a Secretary and Legal Advisor. Away from that story, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Dr. Tajuddin Abbas, has expressed deep sadness over a boat mishap that claimed the lives of 29 people and left several others injured in Yobe State, northeast Nigeria. In a condolence message by his Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Musa Krishi, the Speaker lamented a tragic incident which occurred at Gabi Town in Nguru local government area of the state. Abbas extended his heartfelt condolences to the families of the victims, as well as the people and government of Yobe State, describing the incident as a painful loss not only to the affected communities, but to the nation at large. He also called for stricter regulations and enforcement of safety measures to protect Nigerians who rely on waterways for transportation. The Speaker's reaction comes against the backdrop of recurring boat accidents across different parts of the country, particularly in riverine and lakeside communities where waterways serve as major transport routes. Away from that story, in another development, Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives Benjamin Kalu has urged the Igbo nation to strategically invest their votes in the 2027 general elections by delivering massive support for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Kalu said the era of the Southeast wasting votes to make a political statement that yield no tangible benefits for the region should end, stressing that such an approach does not serve the long-term interests of the Igbo people. According to him, rather than dispersing votes in unprofitable political directions, the region should rally behind President Tinubu in 2027 as part of a broader strategy to secure relevance and influence at the national level. He called on political leaders and stakeholders in the Southeast to begin building alliances that would translate into concrete political gains, warning against sentiment-driven decisions that weaken the region's bargaining power. The Deputy Speaker spoke during visits to leader of the All Progressive Congress APC across the 3 senatorial zones of Abia State, including former Governor Senator Ojuzo Kalu and Senator John Bob Nwanunu, as well as former Managing Director of the defunct Hallmark Bank, Sir Mark Wabara. Kalu reiterated President Tinubu's directive to APC leaders to intensify engagement with party stakeholders, promote unity and cohesion, and pursue reconciliation while also checking on party leaders across the country. Away from that story, the federal government has unveiled new strategies aimed at curbing examination malpractice in the West African Examination Council and national examinations, beginning from 2026, as part of broader efforts to restore credibility and public trust in Nigeria's education assessment system. The measures were announced by the Minister of Education, Dr. Maruf Alausa, alongside the Minister of State for Education, Professor Suwaiba Ahmed, in Abuja. According to the ministers, the reforms are designed to strengthen transparency and tighten oversight across all states of national examinations. The announcement by the Director of Press and Public Relations at the Federal Ministry of Education, Borewo Folashade, says the ministry was determined to address long-standing challenges associated with cheating and irregularities in public examinations. The statement explained that the ministry would deploy technology-driven solutions and stricter administrative controls to safeguard the integrity of WAEC and NECO. The statement explained that one of the major steps outlined is the introduction of enhanced question, randomization, and serialization. The ministry recalled that the transfer of candidates at senior secondary schools, 3 had already been prohibited through an official circular, and stressed that the policy was intended to curb last-minute school changes linked to examination malpractice. In another move to improve accountability, new national guidelines for continuous assessment have been developed and approved for immediate implementation. We now move on to health. Federal government has taken a major step towards strengthening its cancer control framework. The National Institute for Cancer Research and Treatment, NICRAT, in collaboration with African Cancer Registry Network, has trained 24 cancer registrars and data managers. The trainees were drawn from the 19 northern states to improve the quality, accuracy, and completeness of cancer data used for national and global decision-making. The capacity building program held in Bauchi State brought together cancer registrars, data managers, and coders for others northern Nigeria. It underscored the growing national concern over the reliability of cancer surveillance data amid rising cancer incidents. Represented by the head of the Nigerian Cancer Registry, Professor Sani Malami, the NICRAT board said the training was aimed at enhancing the capacity of cancer registers and data managers to improve the quality, accuracy, and completeness of cancer registration. He urged the participants to maximize the opportunity to deepen their technical skills and improve their understanding of how reliable cancer data supports effective decision-making in Nigeria's health sector. Declaring the training open, the Director General of NICRAT, Professor Usman Aliyu, said the initiative was deliberately designed to close critical gaps in cancer data generation and reporting across the northern states. Moving on, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has resumed the nationwide continuous voter registration exercise, signaling the start of the second phase of the process. The resumption was confirmed by the Chief Press Secretary to the INEC Chairman, Adedayo Oketola. The resumption follows the conclusion of first phase of the CVR, which officially ended on December 10, 2025. In a statement issued in December, the Commission disclosed that a total of 9,891,801 Nigerians initiated the online pre-registration process during the first phase of the exercise. According to the Commission, 2,572,054 registrations were fully completed nationwide. As of November 28, 2025, these figures comprises 1,503,832 completed online registrations and 1,068,222 registrations concluded through physical enrollment. INEC explained that the interval between the two phases was utilized to carry out statutory activities required by law, including display of the voters' registration for claims and objections. The electoral body urged eligible Nigerians who are yet to register to take advantage of the resumption to enroll, transfer their voting locations, or update their personal details. INEC also encouraged individuals who registered during the first phase to verify their information, report any errors, and raise objections to the inclusion of ineligible or deceased person on the voters' register. Moving on, the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board has assured Nigerians that the cost of application documents at the 2026 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination and Direct Entry is unlikely to increase. JAMB made the clarification in its weekly bulletin, stressing that any increase in the future would only occur if absolutely necessary to sustain the integrity and quality of the examination process. The board explained that this policy aligns with the directive of President Bola Tinubu conveyed through the Minister of Education that its activities must reflect the administration human-to-face policies and take into account the economic realities facing Nigerian families. JAMB urged parents and guardians to make early arrangements and ensure the timely registration of their wards, noting that the registration period will not be extended once it begins. That's all on the news this hour. I am Becky Usoro. Many thanks for watching. Bye for now.